This is Jim Smith, and today I'm visiting Barry Rosenberg and Lee Fisher, who built this home in the Chief Hosa side of Genesee Mountain. And it's an all-electric house, no propane tank like everyone else in the neighborhood, and they have and I believe you generate all the electricity you need from the sun, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so it's a net zero energy home because you don't burn any propane, and you heat the home with geothermal, which is powered by electricity, and you cook with electricity, and the house is also, well, by the way, it was the architect was Peter Ewers of Golden, who specializes in net zero energy homes. And so he designed it, and it's just a really good example of a net zero energy home. So Barry, let's go in and look at the home. Anything more you want to add while we're walking down the driveway?
It's nice to have that Tesla there.
Oh
Just assuming
yeah,
it's mine.
and Barry drives a Nissan Leaf, which is charged on in the house, and again, he's got free fuel because he generates all the electricity for his Leaf from the sun as well. This wall that we see on the right, it's decorative, but it shows you the width of the walls on the north and east side of the house, because this is a straw bale house, at least on two sides of it, and with stucco covering the straw bales. Let's go in now and check it out. So Barry, we're inside the house now, and it's interesting that there are no lights on here. It's got a lot of windows, and so we're really not burning any electricity to light the house right now. I imagine most of the electrical use is for the heat pump, the ground source heat pump, and for charging your car. Fair enough?
Charging the car, and then
Yeah.
of course,
And the ground source heat pump heats your domestic hot water, which is augmented by a tankless water heater that we'll see later, correct? And in the kitchen here, I see you have an electric stove. That's an induction cooktop, I'm sure, and and an electric oven. So it's an all electric house. End of story. Let's go downstairs and check out the mechanical system. So here's the mechanical room, and there's the ground source heat pump, which is fed by two 350-foot wells outside next to the garage. Here's the tankless water heater that augments the domestic hot water that is heated up and stored in these two tanks here. And that's an ERV, an energy recovery ventilator, which they don't run in the summertime because they keep the windows open, and don't run much in the winter either. They have mitigated radon, and this is interesting. They're on well water, as you'd expect, but the well water, which is filtered for sediment here, but it has this stainless steel tube, is a UV light, which sanitizes the water, purifies the water to 99.9% purity. And the light bulb, the UV light bulb in that tube, has to be replaced once a year. Now, this is also a good place to mention the foundation. The concrete foundation was poured using insulated concrete forms, or ICFs, and not the styrofoam ones that you may have heard about. But these are the brand name is Durisol, Durisol, and they are a combination of wood chips and concrete. And then the concrete foundation is poured in the middle. The dimensions, the width of the forms is 14 inches. So there's about 4 inches of this insulating material on both the inside and outside. So the foundation is insulated on the outside from the cold earth, and on the inside as well. There was one other thing I want to mention here. Oh, and by the way, that the ground source heat pump is heating, radiant floor heating. Underneath these maple floors on both levels are tubes that heat the house with radiant floor heating. And here, there's no light on in this room either. That is a solar tube, and it's the first one I've seen that's in a basement. But you can put a solar tube in a basement room because it runs through a chase up to the roof. But that's the first time I've seen that done. Here is the garage, and here you see, again, no lights are on. It's just the windows. Here you see those Durisol concrete forms. And this is his Leaf. And over there he has a 240 volt outlet for plugging in his charger. So that's the house. Thank you, Barry, for showing us around and for training me about it so I could do some of the narrative.
Well, thanks for having it.
Okay.
And,
Okay. Bye.
my wife was very, very shy, but
Yeah.
she knows more about the system than I do.
Well, she gave me a tour, so that's why I was able to do the narration I did. Thank you both.